Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Monday, November 14th. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Skee Profit, Trot Wham. You know what this is. It's an OG Monday edition of the Pub Sports Radio NBA Pub Hub. Ready to break down the NBA slate. Let's get right to it. It's a 7-spot tonight on the card. Charlotte and Orlando to begin. We've got the Hornets here, 1-point road favorites, total 225, bet up from 221.5 in this game. When you look at this matchup here, you've got obviously two teams, Magic certainly all season long. Actually, both teams really for that matter. You look at the numbers, and on the defensive end of the basketball court, it's been a struggle for both teams. Charlotte, 19th in terms of points per game, and then even worse, Orlando as well, struggling at that end of the court, 45% shooting allowed, 22nd ranked perimeter defense here for the Charlotte for the Charlotte defense. So both teams kind of struggling a little bit on that end of the floor. Orlando's won 2 in a row, beating Dallas and Phoenix, back-to-back home wins for them. We'll see if they can carry that over here. Charlotte's just been in an absolute disastrous run, 8 straight losses, covering just 1 point spread during that time, and it was when they were 10.5-point dogs at Miami, and they lost 117-112 in overtime. So it's been a big issue with them right now, winning games competitive, and they're playing like the Charlotte team we kind of thought coming into the year. They had that little first week where they played a little above their heads. It hasn't been the same since then. When you look at the Hornets, though, going into tonight, over the weekend, rather, the big news was they got LaMelo Ball back, making his debut Saturday night against the Miami Heat. Yeah, they did lose 132-115, but he returned. He didn't shoot the ball well, really struggled from beyond the arc from the perimeter in that game. But, it's his first game back this season. You would think he's going to get more comfortable as he gets more playing time. He is coming off, a left ankle sprain. It's not exactly you just step on the court and you're playing your best right away. So it's going to take time, I think, a little bit for LaMelo. You look at the way the Magic have trended. Certainly, they have been a team that defensively it's come and gone and it's basically went. Same with Charlotte, too. Last couple games, we saw them give up 39 of 90, 49 of 93 shooting to Miami in the rematch. Well over 50%. Not very good. Of course, with LaMelo back, they're an improved offensive team. They like to push it a little bit more. So I agree with this total going up. I think the over is probably a good look here. Charlotte, Orlando. Skee, what do you think here? Hornets, Magic.
Muted, bro.
Yep.
My bad. Yeah, I agree. I got this one a little bit earlier. I got it at 222. And, if I look at, the last 5 game stats, it's not going to tell how I think it's going to go because obviously the pace is slow for the Hornets, bottom 5. But that's going to change when LaMelo comes back in the picture. We saw it last year, unders when he was out and when he was in, they play up tempo. So, and he's not a really great defender either. And then Terry Rozier, I know he was out a little bit earlier, but him being back, I would look towards him to do some of the scoring too. His point prop, I know, was close to 20, 21, something like that. I would look for him to go up and over. But in general, I think there's a lot of points because I know Charlotte's going to bring the pace, and Orlando's offense has been really good lately. They're top 5 last 5 games. I think Banchero is going to play, and I see a lot of points. It's went over 6 of the last 8 road games for the Hornets. It's went over 5 of the last 7 games for the Magic. Give me the over.
There was a 2.1 possessions per game increase from the season average for Charlotte in the last game against Miami in LaMelo's return. So it does speak to more possessions, a little quicker pace with him back. All right, Dutch, what do you think here, Charlotte, Orlando?
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Everyone in the chat, be sure to hit the motherfucking like button. Like I just hit that play, the dosey face. Get you right where you need to be. Believe it. Nasty Nate, Mr. Trifecta. Good to see you, my man. I seen JB, Carolina in the building. Good to see an old friend. All the motherfuckers, all the OGs in the building. Star Child, LJ from H-Town. Good to see you, my man. Top Shelf. Everybody, man. Salute to all y'all. Yeah, man. I dig what my guy Ski was saying. I'm fading here. I know LaMelo's back, and this line is crazy because it was -1.5, and now you can get +1.5, +1 here on the motherfucking Magic. But I'm loading. I like the Magic here. I really do. I think they've been playing good basketball. I'm a big fan of Bobo. I hope to see the young Dukester out there doing his thing. I think he's a man among boys. but they got some talent there, and they're playing good basketball. Now, you guys touched on it with the 2 straight wins here, but they played defense against 2 above average teams. If you ask me, these last 2 games, they held the Suns and the Maverick to under, both of these teams under 100 points. 92 points total between those 2 teams in the back-to-back wins there. The Magic are 8-1 ATS last night at the house. I like the Magic an awful lot here. The Hornets are auto fade. Now I know LaMelo, so this is why, because LaMelo's back, money's coming in. Mr. Ball is gonna save it all, man. Fuck that character, bro. I don't believe it. He was what? He came back last game. They was he was what they have? They lost by 17, and his ass was minus 18. Oh, he's helping the fuck out. Yeah, really doing things. Blame it on the ankle. The motherfucker really don't care about basketball, in my opinion. I think he cares more about flashy shit. LaMelo, my motherfucking ass. He will not ball tonight. He ain't balling in Orlando. Give me the motherfucker, and the Hornets are auto fade, goddammit. They're an auto fade. 0-7 ATS last 7 on 1 day's rest. Lost 8 straight motherfucking basketball games. 0-6 straight up last 6 on the road, and 4-8 ATS last 12 at meetings against these Magic boys. So give me Bobo, give me the Magic in Disney World. We're gonna have a good night. That's good money. +1 is what I bet. +1.
There you go. +1 there on the Magic. Do you believe in magic? Dutch does. What do you think here, Wham?
Man, I love the energy from Dutch, bro, right there, man. I'm right there with Skee. I'm right there with Dutch, too. I do like the Magic. I'm already invested. I'm on the over 26.5 wins. This is a division game. I want them to be better than the Hornets. Of course, I want them to win. So I'm already invested there. So I'm not going to say anything on the side. But I like the over right along with Skee. I think that the court is going to be in favor of the Magic, too. They have been holding opponents to rebounds. Number 1 in that regard over the last 5 games. I think that will continue, even if they get Paolo Banchero. I think that only helps their offense out. 25 points is what he's been averaging, over the last few weeks. So I expect him to come back and give a positive impact on the offensive side. The rebound still be contained. Like my guy said, it's unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? The way he's been playing, bro. And I like how Bobo been playing, bro. He needs to be continue to play really well, using his length on the offensive side and the defensive side on the rebounding side of things as well. So I think that they really play real well. Over 224.5 is what I got. Over 224 is what I got. Over 224.5 is what you can get right now. I think that's a good play for the over. I like the pace to increase, like my guy said with Melo, and let's keep it going, bro. I don't think the stats help out the Hornets at all. They can continue to play bad defense and continue to play good offense.
You have track record of last year, too, where Charlotte was always playing faster with LaMelo back. So I think you can pick right up where that left off. Toronto and Detroit, we've got the Raptors 4-point road favorites, 219.5 the total in this game here. I think I would lean to the under in this game, honestly, because you look at who's out for both of these teams. Cade Cunningham obviously ruled out, and that's 20 points per game that's out for a Pistons team that's already up against it offensively. When you look at their numbers, I mean, they got held to 88 points by Cleveland, 91 to Milwaukee, 108 to Boston. I mean, they struggle to score the ball at times, and now Cunningham out. You'd think that's going to be a problem here, especially because Nick Nurse is saying, look, we have got issues. We're beaten up to shit, and the Raptors are. They are a beaten up, injury-riddled team right now with Fred VanVleet still out, Pascal Siakam still out, now Gary Trent has been ruled out of this game tonight for the Raptors. He says, if we're going to battle through these injuries, we have to show up on the defensive side. We have to show up on the defensive end of the court. And I think you're going to see that from the Raptors tonight, especially because they didn't like the way, they defended, especially in transition against Oklahoma City and Indiana. Those were brutal defensive efforts from the Raptors. I think they get back to better defense tonight. But on the same token, the Raptors are definitely talking about guys that fill it up for them, and Siakam and VanVleet and Trent, particularly VanVleet and Trent from the perimeter. So I think this sets up as an under 219.5. I think that's the best way to bet it. I would not even touch the side. Toronto can't lay points with them on the road as shorthanded as they are, but I can't trust Detroit either. So I think stick with the under if you're going to get involved in this game. Skee, what do you think here, Toronto, Detroit?
Yeah, I'm on the under too. I got this one at what did I get it at? 221.5, but I would also still play it at this number. It's just too many points missing from both sides. You already talked like Cunningham out. You're missing top 2 scorers from the Raptors side. One of the best shooters and Gary Trent Jr. is out. It's too much offense missing. So I like the under here. But Bano, you know what to do. You don't want to do it, but you know what to do. It's the third straight road game for the Raptors. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They're not playing good basketball.
No.
1-4 against the spread. Their last 5. When they top 2 scorers are out, Siakam and Van Fleet this year, they're 2-3 straight up. They're 1-4 against the spread, and we've been doing this for a while now. Y'all know, a few years ago there was a coach of the year who got fired over there from the Raptors.
Oh yeah, the head-to-head series, right? Yeah.
He made sure he get his guys up for this game every single meeting. It's been 12 meetings since. He's won 9 of them, and he's won 6 in a row. Yep. And all of these games, Detroit is an underdog. Yep. So that's just telling you, it's a motivation spot for this Detroit team, even without their best player. This is the road that they've been good in general. As a home dog, they're 24, 10-2 against the spread since last season. And just looking at more specific to this situation, underdogs that won their last 4 games. Underdogs that won the last 4 meetings as an underdog. They're 19-9-1 against the spread, and they're also 21-8 to the under. And if their opponent isn't playing good basketball, if their opponent lost the past 2 games in a row, they're 6-1 straight up and to the under, and they're 7-0 against the spread. And these are underdogs. You don't need the points with Detroit tonight, but if you want to play it safe, you can take them. So Detroit and the under is what I like here.
I forgot about that, and he's 100% right, Skee. This ridiculous history with the Raptors versus the Pistons, which is all Detroit, when Dwayne Casey gets these guys pumped up and fired up to play the Raptors, it seems all the time. It really is unbelievable. I mean, since March of last year, 6-0 straight up, 6-0 against the spread for Detroit against Toronto. That's incredible. Like, they just beat Toronto, and obviously Toronto's vulnerable right now with who's out of the lineup. They're missing bodies. The defense is taking a hit. The scoring is even going to take a hit as well. They don't have a ton of depth right now compared to what they had. They had one of the best benches in the NBA 2 years ago. We're a long way away from that Raptors team. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. That series history has been dominant for Detroit in this game, or head-to-head against the Raptors. Dwayne Casey, I can't believe this is still a thing. I mean, Dwayne Casey gets so amped up to beat Toronto. Can't beat anybody else, apparently, because they're only 3-11. But wants to beat Toronto every time, apparently. So it is what it is. But, yeah, you can't argue with that track record the Pistons have had against the Raptors. Dutch, I smell a BW here. Is that right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me see. Give a shout out to our guy. I lost his name, but he gave us a $5 dono. He was up there for a minute. Big ups to you, my man. Appreciate you. AJ on that berry cake. Appreciate you joining us, my man. Cheshire Cat, Lance. I see you, my man. DK, Dan Kelly in the motherfucking building. Mitch Armstrong, I believe a new name. I see everybody in the chat. But yeah, man, Skee, I ain't gonna lie, almost had me hit this motherfucker. It's like it turned into an exotic backwood, but backwood this bitch. Please.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Wham, what do you like?
Yeah, I'm right there with Skee. I like everything I heard from Skee right there, bro. I think the Dwayne Casey curse is starting to kick in, bro. 6 straight, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't go against it at this point. You just got to ride with it, especially with the bodies out for the Raptors. And, like, I love all the stats that my boy was dropping there. I think that with K being out, you would think it's kind of off there. Line is moving in the Pistons' directions, I think, for a reason, bro. I think Jaden Ivey plays up to the potential of the high pick last game, and had 26 points in the last game, and I think he continues to play really well in this game. Over 20 to have 20 points is at plus 140. I did lock that in before the show started, so that's an official play for me. But I think that he plays really well, and I think the Pistons are motivated. As much as Bubeno said, like, this is the only team they can beat. I think this is something they circle in on, when the schedule comes out. So I like the Pistons right there along with those guys at plus 4.5 and money line.
All right, next up here, we got Phoenix taking on Miami. The Heat, 1.5 2-point home favorites, 215 being the total in this one. We've got some lineup question marks on both sides, so I've waited on betting this game. I want to find a reason to take Phoenix in this spot because I think they're better than Miami. They're off a blowout loss to Orlando, 114-97, which came on Friday night. Skee always talks the rest advantage, and certainly Phoenix has that as well going into this game. But we don't know if Chris Paul is going to play for the Suns. Game time decision right now, still without Crowder, Cam Johnson, and Shamet. On the Miami side, Tyler Hero is who averages, of course, 20 points per game, just about. Questionable to play with the ankle injury. Dwayne Dedman as well, a game-time decision for Miami. But I'm just waiting to see if CP3 plays. Either way, I lean Phoenix. It's the only way I'd bet it. I want to take the Suns here in this spot off the Orlando loss. I just don't think they're a flat-out better basketball team than Miami, all things equal. So definitely looking at betting Phoenix here, but just going to hold off till I get the lineups confirmed. What do you think here, Skee, Phoenix, Miami?
This is a game I had trouble with, but if I'm going to bet the side, it's one team on my hell no list. That's Miami Heat. I'm not trusting them versus anybody, especially laying any kind of points, anything like that. I'm not doing it because it's teams that they should have beat, spots that they should have been successful in, and they couldn't show it. So why am I going to trust them versus a team I think is better than them? They're 2-6 as a home favorite, 1-4 against the spread their last 5. They got the rest disadvantage, 2 days of rest for Phoenix compared to 1. Phoenix has covered 7 of their last 10 games. They're 1-0 as a road dog. It'll be Phoenix or pass from a side perspective. And the total, both teams bottom 10 in pace, top 10 defensive rating in the last 5 games. I would think it's an under game. Phoenix has one under 5 of their last 6. But I don't know. The only reason I didn't play it is because I just felt the number was a little bit too low. Like, I do think it's going to be low scoring, but I don't know. I just didn't like the number. But if I had to go into my head, it's under and it's Phoenix.
All right. I agree, too. Under would be probably the totals look here. All right, Dutch.
Yeah, man. Real talk. If you bet this motherfucking game already, you just you're a real DJ. Because you really know nothing about this motherfucking basketball game. I don't even want to talk about this motherfucker. Back with this bitch, please.
All right.
Yeah, notice I said I have not bet the game yet. So personally,
man, Bono's not that degenerate. He's a degenerate, but he ain't that bad. Goddamn it.
No, and I do want. I really want to take Phoenix here. I think
I want to too, but it's like you look at all the question marks. How the fuck do you bet this game? Like, how do you have a bet on this game right now? It's too many question marks. Shout out to my guy Dabby Cab. I see you, my man.
Yeah, and we could hear in the next 10 minutes someone's in, and then we find out right before the game he's out. Right. So that we've had that switcheroo bullshit.
But Miami's fade mode to me. I think they are not the Miami Heat that we've come to know. I'll just say that.
Something's off, too. There's no question about that. Something's a little off with this group. We know Kyle Lowry ain't the same Kyle Lowry. That's been part of the issue, of course, for them in recent games. That hasn't been good. Something's not right, just like Jimmy Butler's hair right now. It ain't right right now with the Miami Heat. What do you think here, Wham, Phoenix, Miami?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler, wild boy for that shit, man. I agree with Dutch, man. You're a wild boy if you fuck with this game, man. Backwood.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Oklahoma City here. The Thunder and the Celtics. We've got Boston 12-point home favorites, 228.5 the total in this game. I'll tell you what, this Oklahoma City bunch, they're scrappy, they're feisty. I mean, 6-7 with this roster. Either that or Mark Dagnall is one hell of a coach here. But either way, I mean, what can you say? I mean, beating the Knicks yesterday afternoon, rather, it was an early start. 145, 135. They beat Toronto 132, 113. And man, this team is playing with pace. And all of a sudden, they're getting some serious scoring. But they're on the second night of back-to-back games here, taking on Boston, who are off a 117-108 victory against Detroit. We'll see how this one goes. I mean, with this being the third and four nights, it's really the only thing that's kind of keeping me off OKC here, because you look at these last 3 games. I mean, they nearly beat Milwaukee, although Milwaukee was missing a ton of guys that night in overtime, and then they beat Toronto and New York. I want to kind of take these points with OKC, but tough spot, back-to-back. Rest advantage for Boston. I would probably look more at the total if I were to get involved here. And maybe with it being a back-to-back and the chance of a blowout, split it up, first half, full game over in this game. I think that makes sense. I mean, Boston, I know, is a team I like to bet overs with. I don't trust their defense when they face weaker teams either. We've seen their team not exactly bring it on the defensive end from an intensity standpoint when they step down in class. So, no, I think there's reasons to like this game having a lot of points to it over the total. 3 straight meetings have gone over between the Thunder and the Celtics, 234. And the last meeting in March last year was 255 points, I should say, between these two teams. So I like over 228.5. Skee, what do you think? OKC, Boston.
I would be liking more of the Boston side. OKC, bottom 10 defensive rated team on a back-to-back. is they're 3-1 as a road dog though. So I know they're a scrappy team. They do have a lot of young guys. It worries me. Just I don't love the number for Boston, but I do think they're going to win by double digits. It's just I'll be I'll be mad if they win by 10 or 11. That's just how I feel, you know. So the way I chose to play this game, I did the team total over 120 for Boston. The For one, the over is 5-1 at home for them. Same thing with the team total of 120. They've gone over that 5 out of 6 at the house. And OKC, the last 5 games, they're allowing 120.8 points per game. So that just lines up for me. I think Boston, they play with pace right now. OKC's been playing with pace. And the more the game goes on, the more OKC's less get tired unless they play defense in my mind. So I took the full game. The first half, it's been on my mind all day too. It was 61. I know Boston averages 62 and a half points per game in the first half, and they averaged 64.7 at home in the first half. So I was thinking about that, but I didn't take it yet. So just the full game for me right now.
All right, just the full game. Looking more toward, especially the team total with Boston. All right, Dutch.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Sweaty Butcher. I see you, my man. AOD in the motherfucking building. And Lance, yeah, appreciate you letting them know. If you didn't know, a backwood is bad for your motherfucking health. So pass that shit, goddammit. Now this game, I did not bet it, but I agree with what Skee said. I looked over here as well. But I think the Boston should be able to get what they want. The best thing going, JB and Jason Tatum. I got to touch on it because, man, Jason Tatum killing motherfuckers and JB real nice as well. They said, what's the best duo? It ain't close. These two motherfuckers the best thing going. JB, Jason Tatum. It ain't in question in my opinion. Look at the man, but when we're talking about the best two on the team, it's the duo. These guys are a real deal. So I would only really look here for points. From points realistically full game, and then points Boston. And I do think Boston might smack these boys around. The perimeter obviously is going to be key. SGA, I see our boy Sagari liking SGA as well. Yeah, man, I think the only time the motherfucker didn't hit his prop is when I bet him when they was up 30 against, the other day. And he had 20 at the end of 3 and didn't play in the fourth motherfucking quarter. But he's dropping 30 at ease. He's dropping 35 plus damn near at ease. So anything with SGA on if he plays, man, I co-sign that shit. But yeah, no action on this one.
No, SGA's been incredible. I mean, and I'm not just saying that because he's from my city. He has been that good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Oklahoma City Thunder, 31.1 points per game. He had 37 in the win against New York yesterday. Giddey's been solid. He had 24 as well in the win against the Knicks. Here's a prop that might be worth a look, honestly. Believe it or not, this guy's been hooping here the last few games. And we know that Celtics front court without Robert Williams, sometimes they're a little weaker. How about this Alexei Pokusevsky here for Oklahoma City? He's been good, the double digits in scoring the last few games. Had a double-double, I believe, in the most it was the game against Toronto. He had 14 and 5. No, 17 and 10 against Milwaukee. That's the game he had the double-double. But he's been filling it up, 12, 14, 17 points the last 3 games. So Pokusevsky here, the center, the 5 spot for the Thunder. Something my interest. What do you think here, Wham?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think the Pokusevsky is a good look, though. I like you shout that out, bro, because I wasn't thinking of him at all. But I've watched him knock down those threes, man. He's always there at the top of the key, bro, knocking down threes, man. It's always a good look there. But OKC, man, they've been really hooping, bro, scoring a lot of points, 130 plus over the last 3 games. And as far as this Boston team, they've gone over 5-1 to the over at the house so far this year. So there's a really good over spot when they are at home. We know what they're trying to do, just shoot a lot of threes. I think it's a good time to just slide here. I think Spencer is right on the money. Double for Marcus Smart, bro, at plus 500. He's on that, man. That sounds like good money, bro. Hit 4 out of the last 5 games. I like the assist prop. I know how I like to go to the assist prop with Marcus Smart. Over 7.5 assists is what I locked in before we hopped on the show. My boy Skee hit me up, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I gotta give you the credit, bro, because I forgot all about this play. I think Marcus Smart is a good spot here, just based off of them being the 25th ranked position in that position as far as guard, and we expect it to be a lot of points as far as the over. We know they're gonna like to shoot, and the first thing to go is defense on the back-to-back. The Thunder is on the back-to-back. I think they play for the offensive side rather than the defensive side. And as far as the Celtics, it seems like they don't really care about defense. They just care about shooting 3. So I think the over is a good spot. and I think that Marcus Smart gets the assist. So I did lock the 7.5 assists, but I'm not mad at you, Spencer, with that plus 500, bro. That sounds like a good spot with that double, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Clippers and Rockets next up. Clippers 5-point road favorites, 219.5 the total. Wanted to lay the points with the Clippers here off a loss the other night against Brooklyn. But, laying points on the road is a little bit of a tricky proposition, although they've played a little bit better. They've won 5 of their last 7 games, the Clippers. They've covered multiple games during that span. They already went to Houston and won and covered earlier this year, 109-101. They were laying 6. They're laying 5 here. It looks like a discount. It looks like a cheap price on the Clippers, but they play against Dallas tomorrow night. That's something you want to keep in mind. That's the one thing that I pump the brakes with maybe taking the Clippers here. I am getting sick and tired though of wheelchair here, as we've said here on the show. Kawhi Leonard not playing. I know he's got the knee issue, but come on, man, get out there. It's like Darren Waller too in the football for the Raiders. I mean, my goodness, this guy just you think he's coming back, and there he is out again. And can't play for you. I mean, these guys, you know what? These big money contracts Leonard's getting and Waller's getting, it's paying their fucking medical bills right now. It's not for anything but that. That's what the money's for. It's to keep them out of the damn hospital and attended with these injuries they keep on having to deal with. My goodness. These two guys are just damaged goods, both of them. Different sports, but the same kind of concept.
This is the second time Obama be getting on Waller, man. He got a little... This is the NFL, though. This is the NFL, man. Come a little slack, bro.
Yeah, I know. But it's just frustrating. Like, you keep hearing he's coming back. He's close. He's close. He's close. Oh, and then he's put on IR last week.
He on my fantasy team. I feel you.
Ridiculous. I mean, at some point, get the fuck out there and play at some point.
Kawhi, though, this shit's on another level with Kawhi, man. How many basketball games have we seen this motherfucker play in the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's not good. But either way, I definitely lean Clippers here, but I think I'm going to pump the brakes. Skee, what do you think here? Clippers, Rockets.
I want to know if Jalen Green is playing. If Jalen Green is playing, I want the Rockets either the first half or the full game, because I just think that, well, for one, my numbers tell me that the Rockets have been a better rebounding team lately and a better offensive team than the Clippers. And that makes sense to me because Clippers been stinking it up on offense. So, and the Clippers play tomorrow, like you said, versus Luka, and they hate each other. Clippers and Mavericks. Thank you. So I know Clippers have been slow starters. I think they're like 1-5 in the first half on the road, and Houston undefeated, never lost at the house, 3-0 against the spread in the first half. The margins are minus 0.5 for the Clippers and plus 3.7 for Houston. But I'm not putting money on the Rockets if there's no Jalen Green. So that's what I'm waiting on.
All right, waiting on the Jalen Green status. All right, Dutch.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Jacksonville Zoe. I ain't seen you in a minute. Good to see you, bro. Hopefully all is well with the fan. Man, T-Mac. Good to see T-Mac and Harold Williams in the motherfucking building. Chill Dog Dooley. I see you, my man. This is one of these basketball games. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I would never watch this motherfucking shit. You have to pay me to bet this motherfucking basketball game. God damn it. Back with this bitch.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Wham. What do you think? Anything here, LA and Houston?
I'm right there with Skee, man. I'm keying in on the Rockets first half, bro. Like he says, they never lost. They never lost, bro. 3-0. And the Clippers, bro, they 1-5 ATS in the first half on the road. So, you know what I mean? They're not really that good on the road in the first half either. Giving up 40% from 3 over the last 5 games. We know what Jalen Green brings. He brings the 3-point threat, so we definitely want him in the lineup. That's just one of those games you already know, bro. We were keeping it keyed in. Once we get this Dwayne Casey money, like we said earlier, bro, you know what I'm saying? We go cash in this Houston Rocket first half. I put the shirt on for a reason, man. We're going to be on the Rockets tonight. I think the Rockets first half is the spot, bro.
There you go, Rockets, especially early, according to our friend Wham. There we go. All right, Razor Sharp in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Shout out to Razor Sharp.
Hey, I got a Houston shirt on, but it ain't the Rockets, though.
No.
From
our times there in San Antone there with the final for the regional final weekend. That was a lot of fun there, being there for those tournament games. All right, Atlanta, Milwaukee. We've got the Bucks 4-point home favorites, 225 the total. Seems like a Bucks spot. here when you look at their situation. Obviously, 10-2, and keep in mind, last few games, Giannis has been missing in action. Oklahoma City, and then against San Antonio, the same thing in that one. But it looks like he's returning and will be back from Milwaukee tonight in this game, which is good to see. I mean, they're still without a bunch of key secondary pieces, the Bucks, going into this game against Atlanta. When you talk about Grayson Allen, though, actually might play. It looks like he's been upgraded to probable with his illness. But he's ill in the head sometimes too with some of the shit he does. But I'm talking about illness in terms of health here. It looks like he's going to play for Milwaukee tonight. Chris Middleton's still out though. Joe Ingles still out, and Drew Holiday also still out for Milwaukee. But you look at the Bucks; they get the guy that matters the most, obviously, the Greek Freak, back after a blowout loss to San Antonio. 2 days off. You'd expect them to certainly be better here in this game. Atlanta. They won at home against Philly, go on the road, they lose to Philadelphia, and really outside of wins against Detroit and a win against a mediocre New York team, when they've played good teams on the road or better teams on the road, they already lost at Milwaukee back on October 29th, lost to the Raptors, got destroyed in that game, and then, of course, in Philadelphia, 12-point loss on Saturday. So, plus competition, good competition, above average competition on the road. Atlanta hasn't fared well in these spots. So I'm liking Milwaukee here, laying 4. Lean under as well in this one. What do you think here, Skee, Atlanta, Milwaukee?
Well, I didn't touch the total, but I'm with you on the Milwaukee. For one, they just played about a week ago. It's a revenge game for them. Bucks 6-1 as a home favorite. They've killed Atlanta. 11 of the last 12 games they've won at home versus Atlanta. And
hey, I told him, my bad, Skee. I told Bobano, pass this motherfucking game to me.
Hey, go, take it, because I like a lot.
Yeah,
I like a lot.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Hey, I like a lot. Go, Dutch.
No, go. It's your thing, bro. I only got 2 games to talk about, or else I'm back with everything else. And I knew you was going to come with the heat on this game. You good, man. Do your thing.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know if you like the first half. I'm going to take the first half. How about that? Atlanta's 0-6 in the first half on the road against the spread, and Milwaukee's 5-2 in the first half, and the margins are minus 3.2 for Atlanta, plus 4.9 for Milwaukee. So give me the Bucks early, and Dutch, tell me why we like them often.
Yeah, man. I like that spot. I like the trifecta spot here, but I do think in Skee right here, he left it for me. The rest, they got the rest advantage. 2 days off as well. Obviously, Giannis has been out of the lineup as well, so well rested. The only guy I really give a fuck that I would like to be out there, obviously, would be Mr. Drew Holiday. I mean, it'd be real nice to see him out there. But I believe Mr. Javon Carter's been playing pretty. I like the intensity he brings on defense. He's scoring as well. So I mean, they have enough with Giannis and Portis and them boys, I think, to put it on a team in Atlanta who's suspect as fuck, especially on the road. 2-4 ATS this season on the road. My man Skee touched it. They 1-12 straight up last 12 in Milwaukee. 0-4 ATS against the number last 4 meetings. And like I mentioned, the 5th game in 8 days for Atlanta. So I think this is going to be smacked around early because you got a team that's pissed off in Milwaukee, obviously, who got smacked around against these boys the other night, a week ago, 19-point loss. Last week in Atlanta, and then obviously an 18-point loss here in San Antonio, but they didn't have their big horses, so they had a couple days off to think about it. I believe an Atlanta team who's going to be tired and suspect as fuck on the road anyways. Milwaukee here, we're going to get their best effort. 6-1 ATS last 7 at the house, 7-0 straight up at the house this year, 5-1 ATS last 7 following an ATS loss. Milwaukee Bucks, fear the motherfucking deer early and often. That's good money.
There we go. Fear the deer, says Dutch. All right, Wham.
I'm right here with him. I'm right here with my guy Razor too. It seems like we all in line, bro. It's a Buck smash spot for me as well. I agree with my guy Skee. It's for the only thing he didn't say is the full season first half stats. They're 3-10 in the first half. They terrible when they're at the house and when they're on the road in the first half, and they haven't did it yet in the first half on the road. So I don't think they're gonna do it again tonight. Last time the Bucks tricked it off. They did cover the first half for me, but they tricked off the second half in the Hawks game and in Atlanta. So I think it's going to be a good spot for him today to get back right. Like my guy said, Giannis is fully rested. We know who matters here. We want Drew out there, that's for sure, to get them guards in check. But for the most part, we know what Giannis is about to do. Maybe a 2020 type night, you know what I mean? So I like Giannis to eat, feast, and I like the Hawks to kind of look back, bro. Like, this ain't really what they want. I think the Bucks put it on them tonight and win by margin. I don't care about the line not moving at all. what y'all think about the first half. I think the first half is the best spot, though. I ain't gonna lie. I like the first half, but I think the full game is coming in good, hot, like my guy Dutch said. So I'm right here with it, man. I love everybody on it.
All right, good stuff. Next up, we've got San Antonio, Golden State. Golden State, 7.5-point home favorites, 232 and a half the total in this one. Golden State, I'll tell you what, they come back home off that brutal road trip and they lose to Sacramento twice at home. Or actually, they beat Sacramento at home, but they don't cover. It was a close game. They beat Cleveland. I'll give Skee Profit credit. Him and I were on opposite sides. It was close. It was tight. It was down to the wire, but Golden State snuck it out with a 5-point win in that game. And then, of course, the Sacramento game on Saturday on the road again, Golden State, they suck again. 122-115, they lose that game on the road. That was last night, rather, at Sacramento. Now it's a back-to-back for Golden State. Steph Curry's got an issue on back-to-backs. If you notice his shooting numbers, I read this, they're worse on back-to-backs. San Antonio's been a feisty little outfit the last few games here. They hung tough against Denver, lost in overtime to Memphis, shorthanded Milwaukee. You got to keep that in mind about the game on Friday, but they still ended up beating Milwaukee 111-93. It's dubious, I think, right now to be laying this many with Golden State on the second night of back-to-back games. And then you add on to the fact that you've got Phoenix Suns on the road next up for this Golden State team on Wednesday night. So I'm looking at the Spurs plus the points. Is it best bet material for this show? No, it won't be, but I think San Antonio's got the situations are in their favor. And look, defending the three, believe it or not, San Antonio's not been that bad so far this year. Better than they've been overall field goal percentage, which is important when you're playing a team like Golden State. You know, I think San Antonio plus the points worth a small look here. Worth a small look. And yes, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson looks like he's going to be in there. I don't know. Someone said he's out. No, he's expected to play. At least last night. Oh no, ruled out.
No, they got ruled out. Yeah,
good call.
Eric Jones with the goods.
Yeah, that's a good job, then. Well done. Yep, you're right. It's weird. They've got him in the starting five, but then you click on his name on the site I use. Now he says he's ruled out. So, right Achilles tendon injury. So that's significant. So, yeah, I like the Spurs here. I'm going to take them plus the points. Skee, what do you think here? Spurs, Warriors.
Yeah, I'm watching the numbers light up and move on the odds screen right now. Like literally 30 seconds ago, the total was 232.5. It's moving up to 234.5 at some spots. And looking at 8s and 7.5s. For me, I was thinking, the side is really tough for me because Spurs have the rest advantage, 2 days to nothing. And Spurs have been covering 8 of the last 12 games. So that's the way I initially think to look. But at the same time, you guys know how I feel about Golden State. I'm not going against them after they lose and they're at the house. It's a different team. They're not supposed to be this way, but that's just how it is. They're a different team at home and on the road. So I expect them to bring it. Before that last game, all they was talking about was defense. They held Cleveland to 101 points at the house. I would think they can hold the Spurs here if they really put the effort in. And teams that have a game the next day, their unders are like 61.8% or something like that this season. And that's Spurs. They also play tomorrow. So they could save some of those minutes, save some energy for the full game. And if I'm playing this one, I'm going under the total.
All right, liking the under here for Warriors hosting the Spurs for Skee. All right, Dutch.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Anderson. Shout out to Matt Stoney. DJ Woodworker, I see you. Mikey P in the motherfucking building. Banana Grapes, I see you, my man. BJ said it, man. BJ said it backwood this motherfucker.
All right. Yeah.
Indeed, D-Gent Woodworkers hit the nail on the head with San Antonio. You get Keldon Johnson back and you get Devin Vassell back all of a sudden for the San Antonio Spurs. And you're right, they've been better with those two guys back. And see, they took Memphis down to the wire. So we'll see tonight. Golden State off a loss, but again, back-to-back. And Phoenix coming up for Golden State on Wednesday night. I still think there's more negatives than positives for Golden State tonight. Hence why I'm on the Spurs. What do you think here, Wham Bam?
I'm not mad at you, bro. I probably would only think to go against Golden State's defense right now, bro. Like, they suck. They can't defend nobody, especially, younger people off of back-to-back. You got these guys, they are going to play, and Steph and Draymond, these guys ain't really what they used to be, bro. Like, it's just what it is. And last game, you seen it, man. They really shot 0 for 7 down the stretch from 3. They couldn't really get anything going. They had a good Steph rally in the fourth quarter where he almost did a little dance, looked like they were going to win the game. And then, of course, those guys kept running on the King side to finish out the game. So I think you see something similar again tonight, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs pull it, but I'm like Dutch, bro. I feel like this is one of those games that I don't want to bet the Spurs because I know what they're about. They're not about winning right now, you know what I mean? And this is a team that does need a win in the Warriors, so this could be a good spot for them, but I'm going to just stay away from it. I just think the defense is going to be so bad for the Warriors. I don't want nothing to do with them, nor do I want anything to do with the Spurs. So this is a backwood for me, but I kind of like the Spurs with you. I would lean that way as well.
There we go. I'll lean to the Spurs here for Wham with the final game on the board. That's a wrap for the Monday card. There's every game, 7 of them on tap tonight. Hit the like button. Let's go. 292 live viewers. Let's run it up. Hit that.
You better
like
have
button.
at least 150, man. Come on, that's Mando right now. Let's go. Run that bitch up.
Run it
I know
up
we
here.
loaded.
Yeah, there we go. 7 games. We just broke them all down. Hit that like button. We appreciate it very much. Before we get to our best bet segments, and reminder that Connor Mack and I are back at the top of the hour, 5 p.m. Eastern, college basketball net profit coming up right after the Pub Hub here on Pub Sports Radio. Hit the like button again. We appreciate it very much. We got best bets coming up, Dutch's freshest look as well, right after we hear from Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, manscaped.com, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase, Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product, 20% off with promo code PubSports. All right, best bets and Dutch's freshest look. Skee Profit, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
Yeah, man, you know what to do. Go ahead and get you the best number if you want. Dwayne Casey, man. He's gonna tell him, if y'all not winning another game all year, just give me these 2 versus Toronto. That's all I want. And them boys show up every time. So Detroit is plus 4.5 or plus 5 right now. That's good money, but they're gonna win this game outright.
There you go. Detroit plus 4, but sprinkle on the money line, says Skee. And look, 6-0 straight up, 6-0 against the spread for Detroit against Toronto, dating back to March of last year. It's a pretty tough track record to go against. Pistons for Skee Profit with his best bet. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. You know it's Medicaid Monday. I'm loaded as fuck. I'm feeling twice as nice. I'm gonna give y'all the 2-piece, man. I'm gonna give you the 2-piece. Magic plus 1 and the motherfucking Milwaukee Bucks minus 4. Full game. Hey, Bo, good money.
There you go. 2 freshest looks here for Dutch on a Monday. Magic and Bucks.
Fresh
All right,
as
Wham. There you go. Exactly. Wham bam. Best bet.
Yeah, man, I like the 2 spot here as well. So I'm gonna give you both of these, the ones I like. I like the Bucks first half minus 2 and the over in the Magic 224.5. Give me both of those, man. It's best bet for me.
There you go. 2 best bets here for Wham. I'm not going to be as nice. I'm going to be the Grinch a month before Christmas here. 1 best bet for me here on the NBA Pub Up. It's going to be that total in the Charlotte-Orlando game, over 224.5. Charlotte-Orlando, I think that goes over the total. Again, with LaMelo Ball back, we've got a better offensive team, the Hornets, a quicker pace team, maybe a little weaker defensively. And the Magic, when you look at them, they should be able to score some points here against this Charlotte team. And it looks like even with the backcourt injuries, they've managed to find offense. And it looks like Paolo Banchero, game time decision, but I think he's going to play. And that should help as well. Let's go over the total. Charlotte, Orlando, 224.5 for my best bet. That'll wrap it up for the Monday edition of the NBA Pub Up. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Hit the like button. Make sure you're back here tomorrow on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time for another edition of the NBA Pub Up. What do we got? We got Dutch We've got Durrell. We've got Billy Briz tomorrow on the Tuesday edition of the NBA Pub Up. So make sure you tune in for that. I'll be back Wednesday. Skee will be back Thursday. Wham Bam will be back next Monday. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. We just get one day a week now with our guy Wham. For Dutch, for Skee, for Wham, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll talk to you again tomorrow right here, NBA Pub Up on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to them real ones holding us down in Wi-Fi land. Jack D. Mills, Matt Stoney, Lucky Power, Eric Jones, Adam. Much love, man. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah.